BIP of Bizarre Interest Productions, and this video wasn't planned. Mentally, I'm all over the place, but I need to figure out just how to go for it, especially the remaining videos I said I had planned, which I am working on. But there is a bit of Beyblade content that's being discussed, and honestly, I want to make short a video, so you know what? Let's talk about this a bit quickly. First of all, Hasbro announced 3 new Beyblades coming after their take on Fox Brush, aka Fox Hornet. Nope, not Fox Hornet, Fort Hornets, Wriggle Kraken, and Antler Stag. I'll probably put the rest of the images on the details about the toys, but honestly, I don't get the hate or questionable takes I've heard about them. I've seen people question why these animals were chosen, but I'm thinking about it, and when you look back on Beyblade and D-Wright's associated shows like Beat 'em On, they've already done 2 of these motifs before. Sort of. Didn't think I'd talk about this, but yeah, remember Mitsuru Hachisuka, who the dub for Beat 'em On Fire Blast changed to Mitsuru Hachuka, which was changed from Crossfight Beat 'em On ES. You know, I'm starting to notice anytime Beat 'em On or Beyblade gets localized, the name Fight always gets changed. Beyblade changed Metal Fight to Metal Fusion. Beat 'em On turned Crossfight to Crossfire. I don't know what's going to be next. Tangent aside, his Beat 'em On was the precision type Sting Slaughter, which was originally called Slot Beetle, which sounds like Beetle, even though it's built off a bumblebee resembling a honeycomb, which technically counts since Beetle combines bee and needle. Okay, I can agree Hasbro changing the name to Stinger made much more sense in hindsight, but it's pretty cool to use as a motive in Beyblade for the first time. And yes, I know Hornets are not bees, but they belong to the order Hymenoptera. Plus, I like the fact that it's a balanced type. Hornets are territorial in real life and will attack anything that messes with their nest, so it makes sense. Plus, I like the design, it's cute. If you could give Fort Hornet a special move, what would you call it? Next up is Wriggle Kraken. The name of the Beyblade aside is pretty damn funny and weird, but I'm not going to dislike or hate on it too much. Wriggle means to twist and turn with quick movement, so it's not too out of place for a franchise about spinning tops and toys. However, I don't know the type, and I'm curious to know if it'll be a defense type, because the last Beyblade, Pirate Kraken, owned by Gen Kikuta, was one, so I'm kind of curious. For their extreme dash or special move, what would you name them? Then there's the final Beyblade, Antler Stag. And you know what? Finally! This franchise hasn't had a Deer Beyblade, like, come on, the last generation had Freeze Deer as a recurring character, and antlers being designed on a Beyblade to be used as the part to strike the opponent. It's something I'm shocked hasn't happened in this franchise at all. There's like so many animals in the world, like why not just use them already? So here's a question for you. Do you want Hasbro Beyblades to be introduced into the anime or not? Personally, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but I don't have a problem with it at all. And you know what I know what you're all gonna tell me, but Season 6 of Dynamite Battle and all of the Beyblades from Season 7, aka Quad Strike. Yes, I hear that's an argument, but let's address that elephant. Yes, Ilya's Magma Ifrit wasn't good in real life, but that's because Hasbro was being lazy. Takara Tomy nor Hiro Morita designed a Beyblade for her, so you kind of also have to give them some blame for that. And in terms of the show, with a better design, I don't think there would have been a bad response. Plus, the show did not treat her terribly in the second quarter where she debuted. The problem was that she and Magma Ifrit got completely undermined in the 3rd arc and then doesn't battle for the final quarter of the show, when they really could have used her and resolved more of the personal plot lines with her and Basara and Rashad. But that's a topic for another video, or the one I'm going to put on screen. But what about Season 7, where all the Beyblades, save for Ranzo's and Vault's till he got the Hasbro version? Personally, the problem was that Hasbro's designs for the Quad Strike Beyblades didn't match the gimmick Takara Tomy expected the Burst Ultimate counterparts were. So the special moves and abilities made sense for the characters, but there was a disparity with the lack of images properly fit for the Beyblade, and the fact that some people really should have special moves associated with them, but don't. Like, I'll take this clip from another video, but how are you telling me Drum activating a comeback to Rainbow Turbo and uppercutting Flame Pandora into the sky wasn't a special move? Like, are we joking? Like, what are we doing here? Plus, let's not act like Quad Strike didn't have good fights. The 4-way battle between Pre, Bell, Drum, and Ranzo was fun. Hikaru's debut and bouts for Pre were good. Bell's battles with Kensuke, Kit, and especially Pax until the final round was great. Hell, Vault and Ronzo managed to beat the Izashi brothers, so I wouldn't be worried. Just don't have Bladers a la Huga with no abilities or unique gimmicks besides one special move. Plus, Hasbro's proven they can make the Beyblades look good, so we should be fine. Speaking of which, let's talk about the X anime. So I was right in the sense that this was going to be Pakun helping and bonding with Yoko, but I won't be able to give it the full details because I can't be concrete without subs. But from what I saw, there's some genuine laughs and fun to be found. You've got Multi rightfully upset that the copied Wizard arc perfectly. His Prince by Shonen appearance has a bit more confidence. The fact that Rex thinks that he's betraying Team Dreams because Pakun's supporting him. And there's so much fun to be had with that. You got Pakun with glasses, Yoko at least seeming like she cares about him. And hey, she came to him with blueprints for Foxbrush, which means, hey, it's proof of what she said regarding Pakun. Well, of what I said regarding Pakun. Give him the motivation to make an original Beyblade, and he could break the cheating curse I talked about in that video from before, which I will also link. Also, Yoko's voiced by a man. The voice actor is Toshiyuki Toyonaga, who, if the intent was to go for an older woman vibe, I get that. I'm not familiar with any of his roles because out of all the shows I've watched here, the only ones I've seen is Yuri on Ice, and I've watched the dub, but I don't hate the voice at least, so nice. Can't wait to watch it with subs, but I'll never know when the translations will be released. Remember how I said in the prediction video for how I think the next couple of episodes will go? Well, I was right in some aspects. Dreams and Misleaders are going to duke it out next week, but instead of the fight starting this episode, today's episode was the setup to the fight. But 3 fights in 1 episode. The X anime has done this numerous times before, so I'm not too worried in that regard. Though I remember saying I wasn't sure who was gonna fight who. I was right about Ishin versus Rex being a thing, given that it's a clash of dinosaur Beyblades. And I know I said Dokuga might fight Pakun if Yoko doesn't though, so I'm glad I was proven correct there. But I guess by default I technically predicted Yoko versus Queen could happen, though I wasn't even sure Queen was gonna fight that time. Then again, it would be a good showcase given that we've got an attack type going against a defense type, and CX Beyblades have been able to bridge the gap of type advantages before, so I'm pretty sure at least one of the 3 fights we're going to get is going to be good in some degree. So tell me in the comments, which of these 3 fights are you going to be the most excited for? We also got the title for episode 42 of the arc, which is called Super Summit Challenger Showdown. That's taking place after Perseus' Messenger, so that's likely going to be the start of Misleaders versus Persona, or the setup to the match. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one goes. Well, the other thing to consider is, well, what Beyblades are we going to be getting next in the toy line? Well, Beyblade X Season 2's last releases are based on the manga second arc, and the second season seems to be coming to a close. And we've already gotten references to 2 of the past Beyblade anime generation series. Season 1 had Olive Pendragon have Beyblades based on the Blade Breakers, with Karuta eventually getting the one based on Dronza if Bird's Phoenix is considered in Season 2, as well as the argument that Shelter Drake could be a resemblance to Gaia or Strata Dragoon. And Season 2 had Beyblades based on the ones owned by Jinga, Julian, and Deshayan, with Impact Drake having many similarities to El Drago in some degree, which has led to people speculating with Season 3 from Burst which Beyblades will they pick. Well, I didn't talk about this at the time, and I probably should have, but when Valkyrie Volt was announced, we ended up actually getting a trainer for it, but the character comes from the Korokoro Ichiban Beyblade X spin-off manga in Japan known as Bay Trainer Kiva. But the characters and the worldview are different from the anime and manga. I am not able to access that manga in any way or form, so I can't even tell you how to access it. But in terms of whether or not we get an actual user in the series for part 3 and season 3, it's definitely possible. So for what Beys I think could get picked, well, one was the heroes, one was a hero, rival, and antagonist. For 3, alongside Valkyrie, if I had to pick 2 other Beyblades, well, the pattern was attack, balance, defense in season 1, then attack, defense, stamina for season 2. So to complete the trifecta, it could be attack, balance, or stamina. So to my guess, the balance type is either going to be Achilles or Spriggan, and for the stamina type, it's either going to be Fafnir or Ragnarok. So this script was supposed to be short Jeez, these videos take me way long to make. Whatever. If you made it this far, in the comments, type Yoko or nothing, I guess. Thanks for watching, and BIP of Bizarre Productions, signing off.